All right, guys, welcome back to Jack on Tracks. And today we're going to start laying in this rail. I have these straight rails here laying in there because I just wanted to see what it was going to look like when I was, done. Get me a little motivated. So let me get that out of the way, and we'll start going from there. All right, got to start somewhere. So we're going to start the switch at this end. Now, I'm not putting. I'm planning on putting hand throw turnouts in here. That's my goal. But all right, so I got these connected. All right. What I like to do is I like to set one of these pins in. I'm center lined over here, pretty much. That's what I'm looking like. I got to be. And so I'm gonna pin this outside down. That's gonna lock it in place, pretty much, so I can't move further that way. And I'm gonna do the same over here on an angle, lock it down. All right, so this is pretty much locked in place. Now, like I said, I'm planning on putting hand throws in here, but I'm not sure where I can fit all these hand throws because I just had it on here. I don't know where it went. I have these N scale ones. These N scale, HO scale, they say both ways, but I don't know where they're going to fit. And I'm going to be able to get them, in place to, work right, because I also need to use the ones that have the electrical connection in, so I can power these frogs that I spent the last episode detailing. All right, guys, welcome back to Jack on Tracks, and you just caught me starting the latest this tracking. So let me restart here, and I'll show you what I'm doing. And this is the way I do it. Not 100%, might not be the 100% correct way to do it, but it's the way I do it. All right, so first thing I do is I get these pieces of permanent. They're CA'd in place. They're not going anywhere, hopefully. So I marked my center line. I got that in, and I just dropped these in, this pin in on both sides to lock it in place to keep it from moving left and right. So I got that narrowed in there. All right, so I got to mark where I got to drill a hole here. So I'm going to drop this pin right here. Don't worry about that. I know it's gonna jam up pulling out, but I need it there for a second. I'm just gonna mark this side of the switch too. Now, I really don't have any intention on putting mechanical switches, any type of switches underneath this layout, but I might have to. So I'm gonna make a. I'm gonna set it up so like I was planning to. I'm gonna drill a hole under here so it's ready to go if I have to. So that's gonna be center line. Now, these pins are so cheap, and you know me, I'll cut everything. Cut that off, push that down a little bit. All right, so now we got things marked where we need to be. All right. So let me pull these pins out because I don't need these pins in right now. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you on doing one, just for the expedience of this thing. All right, so I got the pin there, and I got there. I kind of was in here before playing around. So I'm going to cut a hole here, and I'm going to cut a hole over here. I'm going to go big on my hole because I want to go big on my hole. I want to have enough room, especially this one. I don't want to have to come back in here and try to figure out how to open this hole up from the bottom later on. So I'm on an inch of foam and a 1/4 inch of plywood underneath it. So it's a pretty decent amount to step up, step down to. So all right, let me get my drill out here and find my drill bits, and we'll figure out what holes we need to drill here. All right, hold on a second. All right, so I got 2 drill bits out. This is I don't know what it is. It's the right size. So I can't tell you what, I can't read that. My eyes are shot. And this one though is a little easier to read, I hope. There's a 1/4 inch hole, and I'll put a 1/4 inch hole right here. I could probably go a little wider. Let's see what I got. .5/16. All right, we're going to up that to 5/16. You're not going to see it underneath here. This is going to be covered up pretty much, and then there's going to be ballast, so we're not going to see it. And if you're standing there looking at my hole, saying my hole's too big, I'm going to poke you right in the eye. So, all right, so let's give you a little demonstration here. All right, so you're going to make a mess doing this, all right? All right, so we got that hole figured out, I'm hoping. So this one over here, I don't need such a big hole. We're gonna go with this small bit. All right, now we got those 2 holes done. This one's a little clogged up, but we'll clear that in a second. All right, so now we basically got the holes done. So now this can go pretty much back into place. This one's a little, this one back here is a little bit back a little bit, so I got to adjust this. I got to adjust this track a tad anyway, so that'll make up the difference. I wanted to do that for a while. These end ones are not going to get. These ends aren't going to get soldered together. They're just getting slid together, just in case I have to do a repair to this. That end gets caught. That little piece of the end gets caught or anything. I gotta replace it. Alright, that put me back just perfect. Now I'm right dead center over that hole. Alright, this one's dead center over that hole. So that's one in there. Give me one little quick second. Alright, so we got this in place. This is going in a hole, but that's lined up with that hole now perfectly. So let's pull this off, and I'm gonna grab my little air gun over here. It's so nice to have air in your workplace. Alright, so that's that. So let's hope this hole's big enough. Alright, there we go. My feeder wire is down through there, and that's that. Look at that. They're all nice and lined up. You pin this in like it was going to be there. And there you go. That's one track all done. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And we'll catch you later. Alright guys, so now it's down in place. We slid the wire down through the hole, and we gave it a little pull to pull it down, and it's in place. This ends in. Alright, this is ready to get glued down. So now what we'll do is, before we glue it down, we'll just we'll do that to each one of these sections of track. do this to the next section over here and here, get those holes lined up where they need to be. And we'll do that all the way down, get those done. And then we'll come back and we'll put glue down and start laying track in. Yep. Hey guys, welcome back, Jack on Tracks. I was trying to get this in before, and good thing it didn't go in because apparently the camera didn't videotape that either. I think I got the problem solved. If not, you're going to wind up seeing a video of this done. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use, I'm using DAP paintable Alex Fast Dry silicone. I got a bunch of new holes here. I drilled those out. I'll show you that later in the video. I tried to record it and apparently that didn't come through either. So I used a piece of brass tube and I went in and I drilled the holes. I used the brass tube. I cut through, made it nice and straight, and then ran a drill down it. All right. I'm going to put this in nice and nice. All right, I'm going to use the old industrial spreading tools. And the old finger method. All right, I'm using the silicone because if for some reason I got to take these switches up, take this switch up for any reason, it's silicone. I should be able to cut it out with a knife. Cut the silicone free with a knife and then put it in. All right. This is the drop for the switch for the points. I forgot that I got to wire this turnout up really good. So that's where all these other holes came in. I forgot that I got to really wire this up good. All right, so that's in place. That's down. I'm only going to show you how to do one of these because there's no need for you to watch me do all of them. What I'm going to do is these are just going to set up. This one's going to set up. Once I got these in, I need to set up. These have been in. I put this one in earlier just to see how to do it. I put those two in before because I just had to set something up and make sure I had, proper technique and procedures for doing this. Now, I did it again I did this the first time too. What I got to remember to do, I got to remember to take this tape off. I put this tape in so not to get anything in the switch points. Then I forget to take the tape off. All right. Don't feel bad, guys. Everyone makes mistakes. It's how you correct them. That matters. All right, so we dropped it back into place. I got that back in line. Looks like good. Drive this pin in. That pin's in. Drive this pin in. Boom. I'm going to use the industrial weights I got here. Worst comes to worst, at least I can make dinner. Alright, so that's going to sit. This stuff says it's dry and paintable in 20 minutes. So we're going to let that dry, and I'm not painting it. This actually, over here, it actually did pretty good. I'm really happy with the way this set up over there. It sets up pretty good. So, yeah, we're going to let this dry up a little bit. And then we'll come back in and start laying the rest of these tracks in. I'm going to lay this one in next. This one's going to get done. That whole top rail is all in place and all finished. Then we'll move on to doing the second rail. Once I get those switches in, it's pretty much just easy, me just cutting and sliding stuff in. I'm just gonna, from now on, I'm just gonna give you a time lapse. You don't have to watch this whole thing in slow motion, regular motion. So, all right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're gonna put in this top section of rail, and I don't know what happened. I had this table pretty clean before, and now it's a disaster again. All right, this is it. All right, we're gonna put in this top piece of rail right here. If I remember correctly, this side goes over to here, that side goes over to there. Yep. And hey guys, welcome back. All right, here we go. We're gonna finish up these switches, because these switches be crazy. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm just gonna go and do it. Alright guys, welcome back. Here we go. I don't know why that was stuck there. Alright, so somewhere along the lines we lost the video of this, laying this one in, but that's okay. Because we have a whole other section that I've got to lay in. And it is, there it is. Look at that. Alright, so on this side, we started with the short piece at that end, and we finished it up over here. So we're going to do the opposite on this side. This side's pretty squared up. This side over here, these are not so much. I made a little mistake there, but that's what the joiner pieces are for, so we should be good. It'll be 3 inches in, a little bit over 3 inches, a little over 3 inches. Happy about that. Alright, so, alright, let's set this up so I can get a little better, a little more accuracy here. This last one. It's going to start there about 3 inches. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to lay in this long one first. Alright, we're going to lay that one in using the silicone. And then we're going to pin it down the center. So, pins out. Thing first here. I want to make sure I don't lose an end over here, so put a little dab of crazy glue in the bottom of these things. They soak in and they lock the rail in place. The rest might be flexing, but that end is in place. That's all I care about. Accelerator. So what I want to do, one more. Alright, give that a couple of seconds. But we'll start laying this thing. I'm actually, I'm liking this technique with the silicone. And maybe I'll make a little video later, but I'll show you why, because it's kind of easier to cut this track off if you have a problem and lift the track after it's dry compared to glue. So I'll do a little experiment later for you guys. You can see why I'm choosing it. You hear my diesel. My diesel washing machine running in the back. Alright, so that's in. Alright, we're going to let this set up for 20 minutes. There's the other thing. Hold on a second. Other thing with the straight edge. Before you're done letting it set up, right up on that rail. Push it in. That rail's nice and straight now. It was actually pretty straight using that center line. There's T-pins, but it is what it is. So we're gonna let that sit for 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll do this end. All right.